It wasn't known as the fastest car, but it's definitely a car that you would get because it's cool, not because it's fast. But it turns heads and it's pretty unique in that regard. Hey guys, my name's Kevin and this is my 1982 DeLorean DMC-12. So the DeLorean DMC-12, it was made between 1981 to 1983. There's roughly about 6,000 left in the world. It's a pretty rare car. We're in Australia at the moment and there's estimated around 100 there. It's definitely it's a quirky car. It wasn't the most reliable car. You definitely got to get to know it. It's definitely got a history behind it. It was hand built in Ireland, so as I said, it is pretty quirky. There's a lot of things that you do have to get used to. Because it was hand built, you'll see that the doors, no two cars are exactly the same. They might be a little bit different. It's stainless steel panels on top of a fiberglass tub. There's a few facts about the car that are pretty interesting. So, for example, the front left panel on the car is the rarest panel. If you get into an accident, it's very difficult to replace. Yeah, so it came in 5-speed manual or 3-speed automatic. This one's automatic. It wasn't known as the fastest car, but it's definitely a car that you would get because it's cool, not because it's fast. But it turns heads and it's pretty unique in that regard. I've always been into cars. I've definitely been more of a classic car person. I just like the look of classic cars. They're just so much more cool. The DeLorean was definitely a car that was always on my mind. I'd say it's one of my dream cars. Naturally, Back to the Future, that's how a lot of people know the DeLorean. It's something that a lot of people don't even know that the Back to the Future car was a car until they actually see it in real life, because usually you see the time machine, it's done up with all the wires and circuitry and everything like that. But this is what a DeLorean looks like stock. This is definitely my dream car. I've only owned this for about 3 or 4 months now, but I really love it. It certainly turns heads. A lot of people, you know, they say, yeah, get a Lamborghini or something like that, or a Ferrari, but I'd say this turns more heads than that. You pull up anywhere, people just look at it, and it's cool. This particular car, after this interview, I'm actually going to be turning it into a Back to the Future time machine replica. I know, and there's a lot of DeLorean purists out there who prefer to keep the car stock, but for me, I definitely want to do that. It's a passion of mine. Even owning a DeLorean as a stock DeLorean, when you drive around, you are going to get a lot of people who say, where's a flux capacitor? They'll call you McFly, stuff like that. But this one will actually be a time machine pretty soon. Fun fact about the DeLorean is that the speedometer actually only goes up to 85. In the actual Back to the Future movie, they put a sticker on the top that went up to 95, so Marty could actually reach 88. So naturally, if you own a DeLorean, you're gonna have to have a couple of Back to the Future props. Even if you're not into the movie, people are gonna be expecting it when they see the car. So I've started collecting a few things. So I've got the hoverboard over here. I've got Marty McFly Jr.'s hat. I've got the sports almanac. Got a few other little things. I'm still adding to my collection, so I'd love to get the self-lacing shoes. A few of the other things as well. Marty's jacket would be cool. In terms of the time machine itself, so I've started amassing some of the props. So I've got flux capacitor, I've got Mr. Fusion. It's going to be a long process. It'll probably take about 2 to 3 months to fully complete. I've got a bunch of props that are going to be 3D printed just to make them lightweight, and it's going to be cheaper to do it that way. The wiring's going to take a long time. A lot of it is obviously handmade, so you gotta do it the right way. There's a lot of replicas out there and they just haven't got it right, but I definitely want to do mine as close to screen accurate as possible.